Thank you, madam. Can I start, madam? Am I on air? Thank you very much, Dr. Kanya and Dr. Geeta, for your nice words about me. At the outset, I wish to thank our founder chairman, our president, our vice chancellor, our registrar for giving me this opportunity to share what little I know about this Rolls Royce among learning management system. In fact, I use the term Rolls Royce for the simple reason it is a pleasure to work with Moodle. It, it serves multifarious teaching methodologies. You name the methodology, Moodle provides. So that is the amount of facilities Moodle has got to offer. In fact, the term Moodle derives from modular object oriented dynamic learning environment. That is actually the expansion of the term Moodle. It was first introduced in the year 2002 by Mr. Martin Longiamas in Australia. He belonged to an Australian university, Sydney University, to be in Sydney University to be precise. I have been start using this Moodle from its version 1. So right now the current version is 3.9. I have seen the software evolve, and now it has evolved to such a state even paid softwares, paid learning management system find it difficult to match Moodle. I'm not exaggerating. I don't want to market Moodle, but I'm as a teacher, as a professor, I love this software. I really love this software. So I want every one of you to try out this software, to try out making learning resources using this software, try out delivering your resources through this platform. It gives you nearly 360-degree possibility of blended learning. In fact, this is the best software I have seen which fulfills all the parameters of blended learning. I have tried out Canvas, I have tried out Blackboard, I have tried out GitHub, but nothing comes close to Moodle. So I really want to start off from the bare bone basics of having a Moodle inside your computer. But even though Moodle is supposed to run in a server, you can still run it inside your desktop or laptop by using a software tool known as portable server. For Moodle to run, you need a server, and it can run in a Windows server, it can run in a LAMP server, it can run in a Oracle server, such as its versatility. But I want to confine myself to running Moodle on a LAMP server, because LAMP server is available in a portable form. It can be installed in your Windows machine, and you can install Moodle inside this LAMP server, make it run so that you will be trained. So the purpose of installing, having a local installation of Moodle inside your desktop or laptop is to train you. First purpose is to train you, and then help you in developing courses. And then if at all you want to upgrade the Moodle to the next version, it is always safer to upgrade your local installation, find out whether everything is working fine before you go ahead and install the updates or upgrades to your real-time installation. So real-time installation needs a server, but before going into the real-time installation, I want every one of you to try and install this software in a portable web server. So you can install Moodle as I am showing here in a cloud hosting, in a shared hosting, or you can choose a dedicated hosting. Now you may ask me, when am I supposed to use shared hosting? When am I supposed to use dedicated hosting? When am I supposed to use cloud hosting? I will give you a small basic guideline. If you have 100 concurrent user, 100 and less than 100 concurrent users, I mean at any given time less than 100 is going to log in and share the resources, you can always use shared hosting, provided the shared hosting is good one. And then if you are having, say, some user range somewhere around 250, I will prefer you to choose cloud hosting. And if your user range is more than 500, supposing you expect more than 500 students to log in and access your resources, I think you need to choose dedicated hosting. And if at all you want to go for dedicated hosting, it is going to be very costly. Shared hosting, I'll work out, the cost is going to be around 10,000 rupees per year. Shared hosting comes at 10,000 rupees per year. Cloud hosting is going to cost you around 30,000 rupees per year. Dedicated hosting is going to cost you around 80,000 per year. So this is a rough tariff which your vendor charges for provisioning the server. So I leave the installation part to the computer science department. I think they are best and better equipped to handle these issues. So after I complete my 3 sessions in Moodle, I will be happy if our Department of Computer Science, IT, and all the computer related departments of Dr. MGR Medical Research Institute could put their heads together and provide us a Moodle service for all the institutions which come under our university. So that is the only thing I am aspiring. That is the only thing I want to be done, because all over the world, every university, you name it, they have a Moodle system running and they are using it on a regular basis. But ironically, in India, there are very few universities who have a Moodle installation, and very few universities really use Moodle on a daily basis to transmit educational material. So I really beg every one of you to start in right earnest to learn the installation portion of Moodle, which is really easy provided you follow all the steps I show in my installation video carefully and replicate it in your desktop or laptop. I will advise you to do the installation in your desktop for the simple reason this is not a small time software. This software needs lot of processing power, needs lot of RAM to run. Let me tell you, it needs 1 GB RAM for every 10 concurrent users. That is the amount of RAM utility it needs. When I show my installation process, which I have done in my desktop for this program purpose, I am showing it real time. I won't edit it. You will see the time it takes for the entire installation process to complete. So that will give you a brief idea of how much of stuff which is involved in installing Moodle. So now our intention today is to install Moodle in a portable server. So what do you mean by portable server? This is a small software which will reside in your desktop or laptop. And this will function, or other words, what it will do, it will cheat the operating system into thinking that this is a server running. So you have two choices. One is the XAMPP, the other one is a Laragon. XAMPP, I think most of the computer science people will be knowing about XAMPP, because XAMPP happens to be the father of all portable servers. This is the first portable server to be introduced, first portable server to be launched. So XAMPP, initially I was working, learned all the tips and tricks of Noodle by working with XAMPP. But XAMPP needs a lot of customization. You need to break your head you tend to hit roadblocks more frequently when you're using exam than in Laragon. So Laragon has been there for nearly 3-4 years. I've been using Laragon for a couple of years. I'm really happy with Laragon. So today I'm going to use Laragon as a portable server to complete the installation of Moodle along with you. If possible, you can also do it along with me. So if you're listening to me in YouTube and you're sitting in front of a laptop or a desktop, you can always open up another window, go to the Google search, pick out Laragon, search for it, download the installer file. You download the 64-bit file, because if you are running a 64-bit operating system, that is the best thing which can happen to you. So you download the 64-bit optimally and install Laragon while I am speaking. So that will help us a lot. So here, what exactly are the components of these servers? These servers are otherwise known as LAMP servers. LAMP is an acronym for L for Linux, A for Apache. Apache is supposed to be the server component. Then M for MySQL. MySQL is actually the database software or database server. And then P stands for PHP. PHP is the language in which the Moodle software is written. So Moodle software is totally, the base software of Moodle happens to be PHP. So LAMP is acronym for Linux, Apache, MySQL and PHP. So we are choosing Laragon as our LAMP server. Now I'm going to show a video of installation of a LAMP server. I think instead of showing it as a presentation, I will show it as a video because it will have a better resolution. Just hold on. So I am keying in Laragon in the browser window. So this is actually the Laragon site which is getting exposed. Now I am going to download Laragon. So I'm searching. So I'm going to get started with Laragon. I hope you see the download button now. You go to the download, click it. Here there are a lot of choices will be there. You download the first one, which is around 130 MB, around 130 MB, which is the installable flavor of Laragon. Don't bother, it is not going to add any entries to your Windows registry. It will unzip the entire file to your C drive, base drive. So we will download it. And then simultaneously what I am going to do is I am going to download the Moodle installation file. You go to Moodle.org and then download the Moodle installation file. The current version happens to be 3.91. So you go to downloads. I hope you are seeing my video. Then go to Moodle 3.9 plus. Now the current version is 3.91. So you simultaneously download Moodle installation also, Moodle files also. This will be in two formats. One is compression for Linux TGZ. The other one is zip format. It's preferably you download it in zip format because you're going to install it in Windows. So you download the zip file, which is around 70.8 and odd MB file size. You download that file also. So both of these files will be downloaded to your download folder. Now you go to the download folder, which I am doing right now. I am going to install Laragon first. So I am double clicking Laragon. This is actually the installer. Laragon has been installed. So this is actually after installation, the Laragon will start like this. If you click the start button, your first thing is Apache server should start, and the next is SQL server will start. So this is actually the Windows Defender wants you that Apache is seeking permission to go start. So you always, if you give start, it will start. So installation will start. So what happens is when the server runs, both Apache server as well as MySQL server, both of these servers will be running in your machine. Supposing when you double click Laragon after installation, after installation, if you double click Laragon, if you find that Laragon Apache is not starting, it means it will complain that the port is occupied by another software. If it complains like that, commonly the default port of Laragon is 80, and your Skype, almost all your machine will be my Windows machine will have Skype enabled. So whenever, what happens is when you start Laragon, Apache will try to seek this port 80. So when the port 80 is sought, this is already occupied by Skype. So it will complain that I am not able to start. So what you are supposed to do is either you go to the taskbar, close Skype window, or you go to the Laragon and set another port number. I am going to show you how to set or change the port number in Laragon. You'll be seeing shortly. Not able to show the Laragon window. It is darkened. I will share the entire screen. Now I am showing my Laragon screen. I think you should be seeing it now. I will minimize all the screens so that you will be seeing my Laragon screen alone. I will minimize everything. Now you will be seeing my Laragon screen. Here I am going to give start all. It will seek permission. It has started. So my Apache server started and it is running in port 1080, and MySQL has started. It is running in 3306. Now if you want to change the port, you just click this wheel, leave the general, go to services and ports. Here Apache, you change the number to 1080 as I have done, and then close it. So it will start running in 1080. So the Apache has started. If there is any problem with starting your Apache server, all you got to do is just do what I have done. So now I'm going to stop the share screen. Now I'm going to get back to my presentation. Hold on, will you? I'll just go to the Moodle installation. I'm going to project a video showing Moodle installation. Before that, I will. No, I'm trying, madam. Just hold on, will you? I'm just, I am aware. I'll just check it out. Kanya, madam, let me know when you don't see, okay? Now I'm opening the video. Now I need to give the share. So now I think you should be seeing the screen. Can anybody was seeing the screen? Oh, now I'm going to show from the beginning downloading the Laragon, because I feel this will be in a better resolution. I want you to download the complete Laragon package, that is around 130 MB, which I am marking here. You just download it. Don't download the other portable Laragon. This contains the entire software which is needed. You click it, it will be downloaded, and it will commonly gets downloaded to your download folder. Then simultaneously I am going to the Moodle site. I am going to the Moodle official website. Always ensure that you go to the official website and download the official software, because if you go and download from unofficial site, it may contain viruses and trojans. So go to the official Moodle site, download the most recent version, that is 3.91. I think this should be high resolution. So here it is ideal if you download the zip file, because you are going to install it in Windows. TGS won't be recognized in Windows, so you just download the zip file, zip format, download it. It is around 70.6 MB. Again, this will also be downloaded to your download folder. The next, you should install, double click Laragon, install Laragon. So I've told, after installation, Laragon gets unzipped into your C drive. After installation, just double click it, then give start all. If you give start all, your Apache server starts first and then SQL server starts. Your Windows Defender firewall will ask permission to allow its access. After you permit, Laragon starts. When the Laragon starts, it starts with HTTPS. The port followed by port is 1080, and if you click, you open your browser. The easy way to go about it, go to the www folder. It will show which folder it is installed, and then this I am showing how to change the port. So port, you can have it 1000 or 1080, because 80 port will always be occupied by your Skype. Your Apache will have problem starting. Now the next thing you are supposed to do is check out whether Laragon has installed properly. That can be done by opening the browser by keying in https:/1080/Laragon. Now what I am trying to do is I am trying to create a database for Moodle. So I am trying to create a database for Moodle. Just a second. I'll show how it is done. Go to the SQL. So we have not installed PHP Myadmin. right? We have not installed PHP Myadmin. So we are going to create a database using the database creation facility using Laragon. So I am creating a database by name Moodle. I am giving it a OK. So database has been created. Now to create a user, we definitely need PHP Myadmin. So what we'll do is we will need to go and download PHP Myadmin. It will be found in my download folder. I'm going to search for PHP Myadmin. You just Google PHP Myadmin, PHP Myadmin in your Google search tab. It will take you to that PHP Myadmin. If you want, I will run a video how to install PHP Myadmin shortly. First, we will go to the Moodle and check out. Here, go to the C drive. Downloads, I'm going. Let us see what I'm doing. So I want to search for PHP Myadmin or Moodle latest. I'm copying the Moodle latest file and then I am dumping it into Laragon. Laragon www folder contains all the web files. So I'm going to download it and put it in the www folder. I'm extracting the files from the zip file and it is creating a directory named Moodle. All the files will be unzipped to Moodle. So you see the entire extraction process going on. First thing is you download Laragon. The next thing is you download our Moodle installation from the Moodle official site. You should download the Moodle zip file. Number 3 is you need to go to PHP Myadmin. Key it. It will take you to the PHP Myadmin site. You download the PHP Myadmin inside your system and keep that file ready. I'm going to tell you how you are going to integrate PHP Myadmin to Laragon, because that helps you to manipulate database, create users, create database. So that is an excellent tool for you to add. So I think you need to download and integrate PHP Myadmin to Laragon directory. I will show that in the next video because I have already done. I will show you how it's getting done in the next video. PHP Myadmin. So I am unzipping the entire Moodle files inside the Laragon www folder. So Moodle file has been unzipped. Now, when I click the web, it goes to the start page. It will show the Laragon logo. If it shows the Laragon logo, it means you have installed Laragon efficiently. You have done it. So now add a slash and Moodle. It will take you to the folder. So this is actually the Moodle installation process. We have created a database named Moodle, and here web address is going to be http://localhost -1000 will be a port /Moodle. If you are given 1000 as the port number for your Apache server in your Laragon, it will give that as an address. So this is actually the address where the Moodle is going to be installed. It is going to be installed in your C drive. There will be a folder called Laragon. Inside the Laragon, there will be a folder called www, and inside www you will get the Moodle. And this within the Moodle folder, the installation is going to proceed. And then Moodle exclusively creates a Moodle directory. So this directory is created outside this www folder. So the Moodle directory will be outside this www folder. So data directory is going to be Moodle data. So what happens is Moodle directory will be inside Moodle, and the data where the folder in which a Moodle is going to store all the data will be created in the Moodle data folder. This folder will be outside the www folder. So www folder will contain only the Moodle directory, whereas the Moodle data directory will be placed outside the www folder. This is done automatically by Moodle. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show another important aspect. We will stop the installation process right now with this. I will open up another window. I will show how we are going to install PHP Myadmin, and using PHP Myadmin, how we are going to create a database and how we are going to create a user. So that step is not included in this video. So I am going to come out and show you that screen. I think now you will be seeing my PHP Myadmin window. So if you key in PHP Myadmin, it will take you to phpmyadmin.net. So what you do is you go and download the most current version 5.02. So you download this 5.02 and place it where I'll show you. Go to Laragon. C folder Laragon will be there. Double click Laragon and then go to first copy PHP Myadmin. You copy that zip file, then you are going to paste it in a folder inside Laragon. That is going to be should be etc. I'm searching for it where it is. So it's going to be in etc apps. There you do it. You paste the PHP Myadmin inside that etc folder. We will have to unzip PHP Myadmin for it to work. You extract. As soon as the process of extraction is over, I think people from your computer science department, they know how to work with PHP Myadmin. I'm just showing these steps just to help the novice people to get the installation done in their system. So you need to rename the PHP Myadmin 5.02. We need to remove all those numbers and all languages should go. Otherwise your Laragon won't recognize this software. So we need to rename it, remove all these things, leave just PHP Myadmin alone. So that becomes a folder in itself. Now Laragon knows that PHP Myadmin has been installed. So now you can go to Laragon, see what happens. Double click Laragon, it will open. Then you start both all the Apache server as well as the database MySQL server. Apache has started. Now MySQL has started. Now this is the best way to create database for the Moodle and user for the database. The database, every database which has been created should be assigned to a user. So we will first create a database for Moodle and then assign it to a user. So we need to give both these credentials to the installer. So now I'm checking out whether the Laragon file opens. Yes, it's functioning. The Apache is running. And what I will do is now I'm going to open up, initiate the PHP Myadmin. I'm going to menu, showing the port is 80. If you want 80 to be changed, you can key in 1080 or 1000, whichever you want. Try out various ports which is working, which one is working for you, we can't say. Now PHP Myadmin comes under SQL. So PHP Myadmin opens. Here you should key in root as the username, ROOT lowercase, and you need not give any password. Click go, it will take you to PHP Myadmin interface. Here the first thing you do is you create database for the Moodle, database folder for Moodle. Now we are going to create the database. So I'm going to create a new database and name it as Moodle. That give a name as Moodle, meaning that this is going to be used by Moodle. And then I'm going to create a user for this database. The first thing is you create a database. You click the create button. It will say database has been created. You see the Moodle database here created. Now I'm going to create a user and assign the user to use this database. So now I need to create the user. Now I'm searching for the tab which will help me to create the user. Just watch the fun, because this is what happens when you don't do something regularly. If you do these things regularly, you know the interface. So I am searching for the tab which will give me the power to create the user. Let me see how long I take. This is the difference between a non-computer person and a computer person. Because one person who's really working on a day in and day out, it will be bread butter jam for them. So now I'm struggling to create a user, just searching for that tab. Let us see. Let's watch fun. Import. I'm trying out clicking all these things. I'm sure I will hit at the right thing. Yeah, I think I've got it. Now I know it comes under privileges. Then click new, add user account, and then assign a name for the user. I always assign myself there. I give out a password, create a password, and then the most important aspect is you need to give privileges. You need to give privileges. So you retype the password, and then to be on the safer side, you give global privileges for the user as far as the database Moodle is concerned. So you click the global privileges and don't forget to click go here. So the moment you click go, the database as well as the user assigned to use the database both will be created. So now your database has been created and a user has been added to the database. So we have successfully created a Moodle database, and we have also created a user and assigned the user to the database. Now I am going to show you in that video where I am going to use the same credentials to complete my installation of Moodle. Now I think you should be seeing the video. So the Moodle zipped file is, as I have told you previously, has been copied to the www folder within the Laragon folder, which resides in the C drive. Now I am extracting the Moodle folder, Moodle zip file within the www folder. So the extraction process extracts all the files within the zip into a folder titled Moodle. The extraction process takes some time. As soon as the extraction is done, you need to fire up a browser of your choice. It can be the Internet Explorer, or it can be Edge, or it can be Chrome, or it can be Mozilla. Whichever browser you are comfortable with, you can open up the browser as soon as the unzip process is over. Next, as soon as unzip process is over, just double click and see whether all the files are installed to that folder, or whether it has created another folder to install the file. So it is installed all the files under Moodle folder. Now I am going to open up So you click the web, what happens, it will open the web browser. So it is opening the Laragon file. So I need to give a slash, type Moodle. Easy, done. So this localhost hyphen, your port is 1000 slash Moodle. You give enter, the install screen comes. So here is where you choose the language of installation. You choose English, then click next. Here I'll tell you what. I repeat again the entire process. I'm just doing this just to you know pretty well what exactly is happening. So the web address to which the Moodle resides is HTTP, localhost, which is within your desktop or laptop, hyphen 1000 happens to be the port which you have set in your Laragon Apache server to access, and then slash Moodle is the folder where the files reside. Moodle is the folder where the file resides. So this Moodle is actually resides in the www folder within Laragon. And now the Moodle directory, where exactly directory is present? The Moodle directory is present. C drive is the root drive. Laragon is the name of the folder. And then there is a subfolder within Laragon, www. So in this www folder only you unzipped the Moodle files. So now this is where the Moodle directory is residing. And now what happens is Moodle has created another, is rather seeking permission from you to create another directory titled Moodle data. So this Moodle data, if you see, it is not residing in your www folder, whereas it is residing at one level higher than that of this. So you should ensure that the Moodle data folder should not be accessible from the web. Any file which is within www will be accessible from the internet. So we want the Moodle files to be accessible from the internet. So we have placed all our files which should be accessed from the internet into the www folder, whereas the data folder is outside the www folder, preventing any other person from accessing it from the web. So this is the first screen, and then I'm going to click the next button. You need to bear with me. I'll be exceeding time because the entire process you need to be slow and steady. And now the next is actually you need to choose the database. It is MySQL you have chosen. The name of the database is Moodle, which you have created using PHP Myadmin. This is the database name. Now I am going to key in the name of the database user, that is DRT Bolo. I'll key it now. This is the database user which I have created in the PHP Myadmin. I'm just making it sure whether the database is there, whether it has been created. Before check, I do a double check always. If the database has not been created or database user has not been created, you need to create again. So anyway, we'll check it whether the database, you can see the database created, and now I want to be doubly sure the database user has been created. As I've shown you earlier, you will have to go to privileges and create a user. You got to go to the privileges and create a user. So you go to privileges. This again, I am merging this video just to reiterate that you need to create a user. You need to create a new user account, which I have already shown. I have already told. This is actually meant to reinforce the same thing. I'll be giving a username, that is DRTBALU, that I will be keying in now. Then I'll be giving out a password of your choice you can give, and you don't forget the password because you need to give the same to the Moodle installation. So you check all these things, ensure that you check the global privileges. So I have forgotten to fill the password. It is reminding me that my password field is empty. So now I'll go ahead and fill up the password field. I'm showing it again because this one process will be a little bit tricky for a novice. So you just ensure that you do it correctly in your PHP Myadmin. This is the one thing which you will have a problem. So give it a go. It has been created again. I have done it for you. Now I am going to go to the Moodle installation window, and I am going to give the name of the data user which I have created, DRTBALU. Then I am going to give out the password which I have created. I am typing in the password. You need not fill up the database port. It will be defaultly taken. Then I am clicking the next one. So when you click the next one, it takes some time. It just goes to the system and finds out whether tries attempts a connectivity with the database server. The moment it establishes connection, you will get the screen. So it says modular object oriented dynamic learning environment. It gives you a copyright information and notice. Just give a confirmation here. This thing you should note, because it has done a complete check on your system and it has found all these things to be okay, and it wants these things to be enabled. So for example, these are all what you call plugins, or what you call extensions of the PHP modules. If it is possible for you to enable these plugins, which can be done in Laragon, I will show you later, you can enable. Otherwise, these things are not mandatory, but still it wants you to check. You can always ignore these things. If it is yellow, you can ignore. If it is red, you need to, the installer won't proceed if the issue is marked in red. As long as the issue is marked in yellow, you can be sure that the installation will complete. So it is all marked in yellow. These are all not mandatory. These are all desirable features which are needed for the Moodle to function in an enhanced manner. I will show you how to enable all these things in a later stage. Here this installation will complete even though these things are optionally needed by Moodle. I'm going to give continue. Now what will happen is, this is going to create database files within the database we have created. We have created a database titled Moodle. It is trying to create data columns. So data column, something like what you see in Excel, the data column will be created in Excel. It takes, let me tell you, my system is actually i7 with 32 GB RAM. I am allowing this entire process to go for the simple reason that you should have an idea how long it takes for the Moodle to complete its database creation. So it is a really time consuming process. So I'm going to give you a small hint to all the people who want to install Moodle, especially the system administrators who want to install Moodle on a web server, real-time web server. This is where they can hit a roadblock, because it takes long time for the Moodle to create these database columns inside MySQL and get back to you and say this has been completed. This is called server response time. Usually in a shared hosting, the default server response time will be 200 milliseconds and below. So what you're supposed to do is, you will have to increase the server response time to at least 400 milliseconds for you to for this installation process to complete and let you know the process has been completed. So that is the reason why I am allowing the entire process to undergo a real-time installation, and you can appreciate how long it takes for the entire database creation to occur. So this at this point of time, I want to stress that you need to increase your server response time in your cPanel. If at all you are going to install in your professional web server, if at all you want to create a Moodle environment for your institution, you will be working with a web server, or it can be a cloud server, but you need to increase the response time of the server, so that the server will wait for the software to create the data, to create the columns and get back and tell you it has been created successfully. So you need to be really patient during this process, because this process is the most common process where you can face issues, you can face road bumps. In fact, this is the time I start praying, because this is the time when things can go wrong. If this stage crosses, everything will be hunky-dory. So this is the time when I offer my prayers that it should go on well. And it has gone well, because I have done the video, done the installation, the entire installation is for me to see. So this is where the first bump you will hit when you want to install Moodle, because that database creation per se is a cumbersome process. So at this point, I would like to tell our system administrators that I'm going to reiterate the steps I have taken to install this entire software. The first thing I have done is, I have downloaded the LAMP server, portable LAMP server named Laragon. The Laragon has been, the executable file has been double clicked and then installed. The installation process is very simple. What it does is, it just unzips all the file. places it in a folder termed Laragon, and it resides in your C drive. C drive happens to be your root drive of your Windows operating system. So it unzips all the Laragon files and keeps it in a folder called Laragon inside your C drive. So the entire folder, web folder, is going to be residing in the file term Laragon, which is there in your C drive. The next thing I did was I went to the Moodle official website and then downloaded the most recent version of Moodle, which happens to be 3.91, and I prefer to download the zip format rather than the other TGZ format. The zip format is compatible with Windows. I will be able to unzip only if it is in zip format. So I downloaded the zip format and then unzipped the same thing in the Laragon folder under www. In the subfolder www, I unzipped, and it got itself unzipped in the Moodle folder. Then I went ahead and downloaded PHP Myadmin from the PHP Myadmin site. And then I just copied the PHP Myadmin zip file into the Laragon folder. Inside the Laragon folder, there is one subfolder called etc, and inside that etc, there is something called software tools. You just double click it and you copy that PHP Myadmin there, unzip PHP Myadmin, and then rename. So you take away all the numbers, take away all the other things, you leave only the PHP Myadmin there as the folder name, and then start Laragon. You can, if you click the database button in Laragon, it will take you to PHP Myadmin. The PHP Myadmin username happens to be root. It is all in the lowercase, and then you need not give out any password. Just give go, it will open the PHP Myadmin. There you prefer to create a new user, a new database. You name the new database as Moodle, and then you went ahead and created a new user by clicking the privileges button. By clicking the privileges button, it gave you the choice of creating a new user. You created a new user, assigned the new user a password, and you retype the same password to be doubly sure that you have assigned the password. And then last but not the least, the most important thing is you allowed the user to have global permission as far as that particular Moodle database is concerned. So you gave a check mark to the global permission box in the PHP Myadmin. So this ensured that the user will have all the privileges with the database. So you don't bother about that gray thing. It just tells me that my site is not a secure one. It is not a HTTPS site. It is a HTTP. So here I have not installed my Moodle in a HTTPS secure site. It happens to be HTTP site. That is the reason why it is complaining. No problem. This will complete the installation. Let us see what happens in the end. So I want every one of you to try out the installation today. And this installation is highly portable. All you got to do is copy that Laragon folder in a pen drive and take it to any other system you want the software to run. Double click on the Laragon, it will open. So that as simple as that. It is highly portable. You can carry the same copy the same folder, Laragon folder, to any removable device of your choice. May it be a removable hard disk, or may it be a pen drive. You copy it, you can take it to another system. You can still work on it. So it is highly portable. So you see how long it takes for the database creation to occur. So how many columns it needs to create before the entire process completes. So this will tell you how complex a software Moodle is. It is not the complexity alone. It is the versatility is also there. It is a highly versatile software. So that is the reason why it takes a lot of time to complete this database creation process. So this I am showing it in real time because you should not feel that the entire software is hung and you are not getting any response from the server. That is the reason again I warned you that you should increase the server response time to a minimum of 400 milliseconds from its default 200 milliseconds. So let us see, let us not waste time. If I will pull it up, message should be loud and clear. It takes some time for the database creation to occur. See how much time it takes. So now it has completed. I am going to click continue. On clicking the continue button, it takes you to a welcome screen. So this is the screen which I love the most. If you see the timeline, it has taken 22 minutes for the entire Moodle installation to complete. So here it gives you the choice of creating an admin use. So you ensure that you create this, you give a username. Don't forget to give out the password. Note down the password, because if you are going to forget the password, then it's a highly complex issue retrieving the password. You just type a small description of your site. You can do it later also, but it's nice if you can do it now. The site is what all you want to say about the site, you can give. And then these settings, you need to give an email address. If you have a profile for MoodleNet, you can give out that profile also. If you want to assign additional names for the administrator, you can assign. And then there are optional things. If the administrator has got a web page, you can specify the web page. You can specify the Yahoo ID. All these things are optional. You can give. And then you set a password. Here you click the pencil. You set the password. Supposing you check this box, force password change, the system will ask you to change the password immediately on login. So here, since I am going to give out the password my own, so I won't give force password change. I keyed in the password, then I'm going to give go. So I'm going to, as soon as I update the profile, ensure that you fill up the data and then give update the profile. Then here it says there is a validity password. It doesn't want a simple password. The password, as far as Moodle is concerned, should be 8 characters long. It should have at least 1 digit. It should have at least 1 capital letter. So these are all the password features and Moodle password should have. So since it is not accepting, since the password is a fragile one, it forces me to change the password to a more robust one. I managed to change it. I have not edited the video for the simple reason I want every one of you to see where all I hit the road bump, because if you are seeing where all I went wrong, if you are seeing where all I face problems, you should not face the same problem again. You can face a newer problem, that is different, but for heaven's sake, don't face the same problem I faced. Then if you do that, I would have failed in projecting this issue. So I want every one of you to look into this video and ensure that you don't get into the same problem I faced. So that is a message I want every one of you to get as soon as this process is over. So that is the reason why I am giving you an unedited version of the video clipping. So now it gives the installation is over. It needs a full site name. So I have given out the site name as ENT resources. It gives a shorter name. Shorter name, you need not add space. So you just say, I just give it as ENT online. So I really give out all the names, all the work as a compliment to the specialty I belong. So summary of the site goes there. So here you can set up a default time. Usually we don't have the Indian standard time there. It is not given. You just set up anytime you want, it will adjust. Your server clock will adjust. So it doesn't matter which time you use it. Ultimately, whatever time is their default, your server will adjust, will add or subtract your local time and give it the correct time. So that is not an issue. Just say the server will. So ideally you choose UTC, because that is easy to manage. So here, if the new user wants to register, you can always choose email based registration. If somebody wants to register to your site as a user, he can choose this. It will give out an email based registration. You all registered to various websites where you give out a mail ID. It will give a confirmatory mail. It will ask you to click a link and then you go and register. That's how it works. So you can email based self-registration if you choose now. The user who wants to use the site can register himself. If you don't choose this, you need to manually register a user to get into your site. Now on saving all these changes, you will get into the site. So here it says the email ID I have given, it is not accepting because I said localhost. So I need to give out a proper email ID. So I'm going to give my email ID. So that's it. So the installation is over. Now the Moodle front page will open. So this is how the Moodle front page will look like. So now it is our duty to customize this front page to our liking. So the video is getting over. So I will show you, I will go live now to the live site and show you one or two aspects of it. Share my screen. Rather prefer to have my entire screen. Here, this is the site which I have created. As soon as the site has been created, you need to look into one important aspect, which is the notification. Because this notification will help us, will tell us whether the installation has went on perfectly or whether there are any issues as far as the installation has gone. So let me click the notification. It will say, it will give you a button called check for available updates, and then it gives me a warning. Here, since I've done a test installation, what I've done is I want to know where exactly I'm facing a problem with the installation. So I have enabled the PHP display error as on, so that if there is a problem, my browser will let me know where exactly the problem, what is the type of error. So since it will be easy for me to troubleshoot my installation, I allowed the enable of PHP setting display errors as on. So now it tells me that this is a security issue, you need to display it. Take it off. So how to take it off? You go to your server side. There will be a file inside the www folder called php.ini. So you just go to php.ini, open the file in your notepad, and then there will be a menu called PHP setting display errors on. You just take out that on and type off there. That will do. And then it is again giving me another warning saying that I have not set the cron job yet. Cron job is actually the regular maintenance job of the site. So that can be set only when I am in the live server. It is not possible for me to set the cron job in a portable server. So I have not done it. It is telling me, it is reminding me that I have not done it. And then the fourth thing it tells me is I need to enable this app to serve the mobile devices. So this I think I should enable. When I click enable, it will say, it will go to the mobile settings. So what happens is you need to give out a policy for the user who is using this your site in his mobile. So you can have a small web page inside in a website and say, this is actually the policy of my site, who all can use this Moodle installation, what are all your copyright issues, that you can specify in your page and give save changes. It will be done. So as far as today's topic goes, we have done the installation, we have completed the installation. I will give out a small recap to remind you all how exactly to go about the installation process. The first thing I did was I downloaded the portable web server, a portable LAMP server, and that LAMP server was Laragon. I went to the Laragon site, I downloaded the full version, entire version of the web server, and then I double clicked it and installed it to my system. On installation, what I found in my C drive, that is a root drive, I found a new folder called Laragon. All the files of my web server was found inside that Laragon. Then when I double click the exe file, Laragon, it has a small elephant like icon. You just click the elephant, the site opened, the Laragon software opened up. Actually, a small shortcut will be kept in your desktop. You can use that also to open the Laragon software portable server. As soon as you click start all in the portable server window, as soon as you click start all, your Apache server will start and MySQL server will start. Suppose if there are any issues, if the Apache says I am not able to start, then you should always be aware that Apache's default port happens to be 80 and the same port is shared by your Skype. So either you stop Skype from operating inside your system, you right click on your taskbar and ask Skype to exit, or you go to Laragon and change the port of Apache either to 1000 or 1080 so that no other software is accessing that port. So when you do that change, again you will be able to start the Apache, and then in the Apache window you will have a tab called web. The moment you click the web, it will take you to the web page. It shows Laragon. So that is the ID of your web ID of your would-be installation. Then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to download PHP My Admin from the PHP My Admin site. This PHP My Admin is used to create database for Moodle and to create a user to manage that database for the Moodle software. So this PHP My Admin was downloaded. This will be in a zip file format, and then the same zip file is copied into Laragon folder, which happens to be in your root drive, C drive rather, and then C drive, inside C drive you can find that Laragon folder, and there will be one folder called etc, and then inside etc you will have another folder called apps. You copy your PHP My Admin in the apps folder, and then you extract PHP My Admin inside the same folder. You would rename the PHP My Admin by removing all the 5.02 all languages. You remove everything and allow just PHP My Admin alone there. PHP My Admin alone will be there. As soon as it is done, the moment again you go to the Laragon software, click database, it will take you to PHP window. Inside the PHP window, it will ask for username and password. The username, default username is root, and then password is, you need not give out a password, it is a blank, and then on clicking enter you will be taken to the PHP My Admin interface. There you create a new database, you name the database as Moodle, and then go to the privileges tab, click the privileges tab, create a new user to manage the database, give a name to the unique name to the user, assign a password. You need to retype the password twice, and then don't forget to check the box assigning universal privileges or global privileges for the user to operate the Moodle database. And then next what we did was we copied the Moodle zip file into the www folder, which is residing inside the Laragon folder, and then we unzipped the entire files within the Moodle Moodle zip file into a Moodle folder. And then what we did was we just entered the following address inside your browser: localhost -1000 or 1080, whichever port you have given, and then /Moodle. Automatically your installer will start. So I think everybody can install this software today, and when we come back tomorrow, maybe you should be able to tell me whether how the installation went. Thank you very much everybody for your patient listening.